Hello, welcome to the University of Michigan's new employee orientation. My name is Christine, and I'm going to walk you through the first presentation of the day. We're really glad that you're here. We're going to start off by covering what it means to be a part of the university community. So just a little bit about the outline. We're going to talk about the University of Michigan, our commitment to you, your responsibilities, and the great employee resources that we have. To start off with, though, let's talk about our mission. The mission of the University of Michigan is to serve the people of Michigan and the world through preeminence in creating, communicating, preserving and applying knowledge, art, and academic values, and in developing leaders and citizens who will challenge the present and enrich the future. I know that might sound a little daunting. That's okay. It shouldn't be daunting. By fulfilling the obligations of your job, you're helping to support the mission here at the University of Michigan. So whether you're cleaning a classroom, supporting a dean, managing a project, whatever you're doing, the efforts of each and every one of us has an impact on the entire university community. So a little bit about the U. We were actually founded in 1817 in Detroit. We have 4 campuses. So we have Ann Arbor, Flint, and Dearborn. And then Michigan Medicine is also based in Ann Arbor. There are hospitals in our health system. So we have 19 schools and colleges with lots of different degree programs. As you can see, we have a lot of square footage of building space and a lot of acreage also as well. 50,000 or so faculty and staff. That's a whole lot of people that we employ. And look at all those students, 61,000 or so students, and you can see the majority of those are based in the Ann Arbor campus area. And those alumni as well. We love our alumni, 600,000 or so, and growing alumni here at the University of Michigan. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Board of Regents. Like, who are they, right? We always hear about the Board of Regents. Who are they and what do they do exactly? So, well, they're basically the governing body here at the U. They help like set our mission that we just talked about. And they're responsible for like the general supervision of the university. They control and direct all of our expenditures here. So it consists of the board, consists of 8 members plus our president. And our current president is pictured here. It's President Mark Schlissel. So the board serves 8-year terms, and they're actually not compensated for the work that they do for us, which I think is totally awesome. So they are elected also with the biennial statewide elections. So I encourage you to exercise your right to vote when it's time to vote, and vote for the regents of your choice. Next, I'm going to play a video called Victor's Valiant.
Come. Come create and calculate. Shatter both records and stereotypes. Build improbable machines and impossible medicines. Unleash masterpieces and birth theories. Come because there is much to be done out there, and to be undone. Come find out everything of which you are capable. Come believe in something greater than yourself. An experience unlike any other awaits you here. Here, dreams are in need of your voice. Fragile ideas await your strength. Come answer this call. Join this assembling of minds. Put your grand imagination to work. Come let your visions rattle these walls and help move the world forward. Come join the leaders and best, the victors valiant. Come to Michigan.
Of that video, it really does remind us that working for the University of Michigan is more about being a part of something greater than ourselves. So next, let's talk about what our commitment to you is. So just a few bullet points here. We want to make sure that we foster the learning and creativity and productivity of everybody, right? We want to make sure that we support the exchange of ideas and information in the classroom and in the workplace. We want to have a work environment in which people are treated with respect and dignity, That's regardless of any of our differences. And we want to provide support, direction, and resources that help us to accomplish the responsibilities of our jobs and to reach our professional and our personal goals. So, one way we can help support is by what we call voices, voices of the staff. So, Voices is an engagement program where you'll meet with like key university leaders to discuss items that matter most to us as staff members. You'll maybe be able to provide staff input, help develop resources, and maybe even plan some special events. I encourage you to check out the website there, voices.umich.edu, to get more information. You can self nominate to be a part of Voices once you've been here for 1 year or longer. The Office for Institutional Equity, or OIE as we call it, we do have a lot of acronyms here at the U. So OIE works with partners across campus to like foster support and environment that's inclusive and respectful and free from discrimination and harassment, right? They oversee universities' efforts to ensure equal opportunity for all of us. So that's regardless of your race or color or our gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, disability, veteran status, any of that and more. So if you ever become a victim of discrimination or harassment or inequality here at the U, please reach out to OIE. They take all allegations very seriously and they'll do a thorough investigation. Of course, you should also feel welcome in approaching your supervisor with any such issues as well. So the Office for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. So about 5 years ago, in the fall of 2015, under the leadership of President Schlissel, we embarked on a renewed commitment to DE&I. Here are the main goals of this endeavor. So we wanted to create an inclusive and equitable campus climate. We want to make sure we recruit, retain, and develop a diverse community and support innovative and inclusive scholarship and teaching. So I encourage you to check out the website there at the bottom, diversity.umich.edu. They can provide you with great resources and reporting there at that website. Lastly, I'd just like to read this quote we have here at the bottom. It kind of envelops what DE&I means to me. Diversity is where everyone is invited to the party. Equity means that everyone gets to contribute to the playlist. And inclusion means that everyone has the opportunity to dance. So a little bit more about disabilities. If you are currently disabled or become disabled while you're employed at the university, this slide is just letting you know that we will work with you in accordance with the ADA to make sure that you have the tools and resources you need in order to do your job. So again, if you're currently disabled or become disabled, please let your supervisor know and we'll work with you in accordance with the ADA. The Division of Public Safety and Security, DPSS, part of DPSS is the police department, right? We've got a full-fledged police department here that serves us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, just like the Ann Arbor City Police Department or the Washtenaw County Police Department. So just know that if there's an emergency and you're on campus, you can pick up your phone and just dial 911 as you would normally. You will learn from a campus phone, normally to get an outside line, you would dial a 9 first and then dial your number. But if you are using a campus phone and there is an emergency, you do not need to dial that 9 before that 911. Just pick up and dial 911 as you would any place else, and you'll be directed to the U of M Police Department. We also have a non-emergency number there. You'll see 763-1131 if you need to reach them for any reason that's not an emergency. One other thing I'd like to mention about DPSS is across campus, mostly in the parking areas, you'll see what we call blue light phones. It's basically, they're posts that have a blue light at the top. If you see one of those, just know that attached to that post is a phone. And if you pick up that phone, you'll be directed automatically to the police department here on campus. So if you're walking, let's say late at night or it's dark and you feel unsafe or whatever reason you need help with your car, let's say, feel free to just pick up one of those blue light phones and you'll be directed right to the DPSS. Environmental Health and Safety, or EHS. They're the group that wants us to know that safety on the job is everybody's responsibility. So no matter what our job is, there are going to be safety protocol. For all of us, as an example, we all have to know what that is. If there's a fire in our place of work, what do we do, right? But more so, your job might have specific regulations about being safe. Perhaps you work in a lab or you work in human resources and you need to keep social security numbers safe. Whatever your job is, just know that there are safety protocols and that we're all responsible for following those. You can actually check out the EHS website to see previous year's safety reports. Next, we're going to talk about your responsibilities. So the number one thing we're going to talk about is enhancing that mission that we talked about in one of our first slides, right? We want to make sure that we fulfill our legal, financial obligations to our internal and external stakeholders. We want to make sure we keep all of our assets safe, our financial, human, information, and physical assets. And I love this last one. We want to create an atmosphere that encourages all of our members here to contribute to the overall excellence of the university. Next, I'm going to play a video from Ethics, Integrity, and Compliance.
The University of Michigan has long been considered leaders and best in everything we do: research, academics, patient care, and athletics. We would not have the positive reputation we have if we didn't have a strong foundation of ethics, integrity, and compliance.
It's up to each of us to maintain the highest standards on our Ann Arbor, Flint, and Dearborn campuses.
And throughout Michigan medicine.
It's up to us to follow proper lab protocols,
to keep people, animals, and data safe and meet our funding requirements.
It's up to us to respect our patients' privacy and rights,
and to provide the safest care and the cleanest facilities.
It's up to us to avoid conflicts of interest that could damage our credibility,
and to provide an environment where everybody can thrive and excel.
It's up to us to create an ethical campus where all feel welcome.
A place where sexual misconduct, discrimination, harassment, and fraud are not tolerated.
It's up to us to ask questions and speak up when something may not seem right.
This can be done confidentially and without fear of retaliation.
It's up to us to follow the law and university policy. It's up to us to do the right thing even when it's hard. The Ethics, Integrity, and Compliance website is a great place to start.
Thank you for all you do to advance the missions of the university, educating our students, caring for our patients, and improving lives through research, teaching, and service. We wouldn't be where we are today without the diligence of our dedicated faculty, staff, and students. It's up to all of us.
So really great video about ethics, integrity, and compliance here at the U. The main message here, obviously, is that it is up to us. We want to continue to excel as a top public research university by enhancing our already really strong foundation of ethics, integrity, and compliance. We're really committed to providing an environment where individuals feel comfortable discussing problems and where they can safely and confidentially come forward to identify instances of fraud or other serious concerns. Please visit the compliance website. You'll find great information there, including a dedicated toll-free phone number where concerns can be reported anonymously. Next, we're going to talk about conflicts of interest or commitment. All faculty and staff are responsible for promptly disclosing all actual or potential conflicts of interest. So what does that mean exactly? Who are we talking about? What does this mean? So we're talking about you, your family members, and members of your household. And what do we mean by a conflict? Basically, any outside activity, employment, or financial interest that could result in personal gain, influence, or compromise. So let's give a few examples. Let's start with conflict of commitment. So let's say you just started your job here at the University of Michigan and you're working full time, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. A conflict of commitment would be you have your job at U of M, but let's say you also have a temp job that you work outside of U of M that you've had, let's say, for the last year. So you can't really call into your U of M job and say that you can't work on such and such a day because you have to work your temp job. That would be a conflict of commitment. A conflict of interest, let's say, let's give an example. Let's say part of your new job here is ordering all of the catering, all the food for the catering events in your new department. And it just so happens that your spouse owns a restaurant here in Ann Arbor. You might be thinking, wow, that's really great. Win-win, right? Um, I'm going to use my spouse's restaurant to cater all of our events. Well, that's a conflict of interest. Now, it doesn't mean that we can't do business with your spouse's restaurant. We absolutely probably sure can. But there are details that have to be worked out, right? It's probably not a great idea that you order all of the food for all of the hosting events your department has from your spouse's restaurant, right? So these are the types of examples when we talk about conflicts of interest or commitment. The best thing to do is to contact your supervisor when these arise. You may have know of some potential or actual conflicts right now, and if so, again, let your supervisor know. Maybe there isn't anything right now, but maybe in a few years something does arise. So whenever you know of an actual or potential conflict, at that time, just make sure that you let your supervisor know and details can be worked out. Perhaps it really will be a conflict and maybe you won't be able to do business with your, uncle's company, let's say. But maybe you can. There just has to be, details surrounding that and special circumstances and rules surrounding that. So again, just know to talk to your supervisor when you know of any actual or potential conflicts. Next, we're going to talk about employee resources. I love this part of the presentation. It really gives you some items that you can do right away and gives you insight on where to go to find information that you need regarding to your employment. So here's the HR website. I'm just going to page down and show you a few things, but the main goal here is I'm looking for one link in particular that I want to show you. But here across the top, you can just find general information about working at U of M, benefits and wellness, general information about UHR. So we're just going to page down. You'll see some latest news and some quick links there. Let's see what else. Planning for retirement, never too soon to start planning for retirement, so you can check that out. But what I want to look for here is this section called Working at U of M. I'm going to click here on the Staff Handbook. The Staff Handbook is also known as the SPG. Well, I should say within the Staff Handbook is something called the SPG, the Standard Practice Guide. So I'm going to click on that link for the Standard Practice Guide. What this is the repository for all the institutional-wide policies and procedures here at the U. So if you're looking for a policy on something, this is where you can go. You'll search in this great search engine here with some keywords and look for the policy that you're looking for. So as a new employee, you're subject to the probationary period. So let's go ahead and search for that since that will apply to you. Just type those words in there. We're going to search, and sure enough, our very first result brings us right to the probationary period rules and regulations. So I'm going to click on that. And here in the SPG, under probationary period, you can see the policy listed here and the regulations underneath that. So what I like to show too is also at the bottom of every SPG, there's this small section here. Whoops. So there's always an option to print a PDF of the SPG. So whether you print that and save it to your desktop somewhere, or you actually literally print a paper copy and keep it at your desk. Maybe it's something you're going to have to reference quite often. So you have the ability to do that. The other information under here is also helpful. You can see when this policy was last updated or when it's next up for review. I like to know who the owner of the policy is, because if I read through the entire SPG and I still have further questions, I know who to reach out to for the additional questions that I have. So that's the SPG. One caveat to the SPG is that if you are a union employee, just know that your union contract will supersede what is stated here in the SPG. So again, if you're a union employee, just know that you should follow the regulations in your union contract. So, all right, we're going to close this out. For some reason, I opened this up a few times. I'm going to close here. And we are going to go to our next web page, which is our U of M Gateway. So the Gateway is a great name because it's basically the gateway to a lot of things that you may need or use for your job. So the first thing I'll point out is the center section here towards the top. Every week there's a new story about things happening in and around the university. I find it fascinating. So if you have the time, you know, go ahead and read these every so often and just learn about some of the really cool research that we're doing, places that people are traveling to do research, and just, you know, the differences that we're making in people's lives. So it's really, really great. I'll page down a little bit also on this website, just so you show you some further information. Of course, there's some updates, information about health and safety, some latest news and public engagement opportunities. And, you know, at the bottom, here's our social media information. So I'm going to page back up to the top though, and this is really where I want to show you a lot of the things available here. Of course, we have a search engine. You can search for pretty much anything U of M related there with some really great results. But the most popular thing on this page are the quick links. So I'm going to click this plus sign here and show you what we have available here. From here, you can access our academic calendar, which can be very useful. Some of you may need to access Canvas for your jobs, and if so, you can access that here. In the days of COVID, we have a daily health screening that we need to do, so you can access that here as well. In our directory, I'm actually going to click on this and just show you our directory real quick. This is going to take us to our directory of all the campus employees and health system employees for that matter, and it's called M-Community. So if you want to find a phone number or an email for somebody perhaps in another unit, because you need to contact them, this is how you can search for them. So perhaps you have a question for me. You would just type in my name and hit the search button, and then here comes the result. So here's my name. You can click on that to get further information. There's my email address, phone number, my title, and the department that I work for. Okay, so that's our M-Community. So we're going to back out of that. So that's our directory. Also, you can access your email from here, maps and directions. Perhaps you have to travel across campus for a meeting, so that can be helpful to you. Information about schools and colleges, and then of course, Wolverine Access. Now, Wolverine Access should be familiar to most of you, as you've probably all had to go in and kind of validate your personal information before you started your job here. So that should look familiar. I'm going to show you what that looks like once you clicked on Wolverine Access. All right, so once you've again clicked on Wolverine Access, you're going to click here on this Employee Self-Service. This box might not be specifically in this area. It could be anywhere here, but again, that's the box you're looking for, Employee Self-Service. Once you do that and you log in, you will have access to all of these tiles. So these tiles might not be, again, in this specific order, but you will have access to all of them. So I'm just going to go through each one just for a little bit and just discuss what's available to you in each tile. So we'll start with everyone's favorite topic, payroll, right? Payday. So in this tile, you'll have access to how to set up direct deposit. This is where you can go to view your paycheck and all of your previous paychecks. And W-2 and W-4 information are also in there as well. So the next box here is time reporting, and that's where you're just going to go to report your time. It's like your electronic timesheet. So that's where you'll go to do that. Just a caveat, there are still some departments on campus that use an actual punch clock to keep track of your time. So you may find out when you get to work that you do have to punch a clock. So if that's the case, you'll do that, of course, instead of using this time reporting online tool. View leave balances is basically what it sounds like. That's where you can go to view the balances of your sick and your vacation time. And you should check that every so often to make sure that you are accumulating the time that you're supposed to be accumulating, or making sure they're not taking away too much of that vacation time. Let's say you took a week off, but they accidentally took 2, something like that. So just keep an eye on your leave balances and make sure that, things are showing appropriately there. Benefits, I'm not even going to touch. We have a presentation later that's going to talk all about benefits. It's a great presentation and you'll learn a whole lot. Employment information is exactly what it sounds like. It's all the information about your employment. I've been here for almost 23 years, and mine shows the history of all of my jobs here at the U, my promotions, the different departments I've worked for. So that's basically what you can find in that box there. The travel registry is required for anyone that's traveling on behalf of the university. So if you have to travel on behalf of the U, you are required to go to this tile here and register. It's going to ask you, where you're going and when you're going. The reason for that is the university wants to know who they have where across this great vast earth, right, in case of any kind of an emergency, whether there's an unrest somewhere, or there's a tsunami, or COVID, right, are all great examples. So they just want to be able to know who they have where in case they need to reach out to you, get a hold of you, and perhaps help get you home safely. So make sure you register your travel there. Campus personal information, this next box over, has a lot of information in there. I'm just going to talk about a couple things in there, but I really, really encourage you, especially as new employees, to go in there and look at all of the items in this particular box. So one of the things there is emergency contacts. You can list 2 emergency contacts. So if there are any emergencies with you while you're at work, DPSS will reach out to the contacts you have listed there to alert them of the emergency. Another thing you can find there is emergency alerts. So I encourage all of you to sign up for that. You can be alerted by text or phone call to your cell phone, your work phone, your home phone, of any emergencies on campus. So whether that's, let's say, weather, there's a tornado warning, or a gas leak on campus. They want to alert us to that. So in case you have to maybe travel across campus, they want you to avoid certain areas, right? So I encourage you to sign up for emergency alerts. Again, there's a lot of other information in that tile that I encourage you to look at. So be sure to check out campus personal information. Self-service help really is just where you'll click if you need help navigating this site here. So if you need help navigating around, this is where you can click. Careers, if you click on this tile, it'll take you to our careers website, which is where you went probably to apply for the job that you're just starting. So hopefully you're not quite looking for a new job just yet, but in a few years, perhaps you're looking for a new opportunity at the U. You can use this link to look at the opportunities posted on our careers website. And lastly, the last tile here is the Ethics, Integrity, and Compliance tile, which will take you to the Ethics, Integrity, and Compliance website that we talked about earlier. So next, second favorite topic besides payday, right, are our holidays. So we do observe 7 holidays a year. New Year's Day, Memorial Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, and Christmas Day. Additionally, as a campus employee, we do offer season days, which are the days between Christmas and New Year. We do get those off. Now, that being said, there are some units on campus that have to run 24/7. You may work for one of those units, and if you do, you will receive season days. They might just not fall on the days specifically between Christmas and New Year. So you can talk to your supervisor about further information about when your season days might occur. The last thing I'd like to mention about holidays is that you may prefer to celebrate holidays that are not listed here, and that is perfectly fine. You are able to substitute up to 3 holidays. If that is something you're interested in, just make sure you have a conversation with your supervisor. And I believe that there is a form that needs to be completed prior to July 1st of that year for the year that you would like to substitute any holidays. For further information about holidays, you can check out the payroll website listed there below. And speaking of payroll, here's more information specifically about them. Again, they are the folks you can talk to specifically about direct deposit. They have a pay date calendar on their website. So if you want to see the days that you're going to get paid, you can check that out. Some of us get paid bi-weekly, some of us are monthly. This is another place you can look for your leave balances, which is what we also saw when we were on those tiles in Wolverine Access. Of course, time reporting as well, and then any taxes. So any questions you have about taxes as well can be directed to payroll. Information and Technology Services, or ITS. They're a really great, wonderful technology group. I am not technically savvy, and so I use their services quite often. You can reach them for technology help in many ways. You can chat them, you can call them directly, you can email them. All of those are listed there at the top of the slide. Additionally, ITS also offers some really great training. There's different workshops and webinars, so check out their website to learn more about that. There are also a couple shops on campus where when they are open, that you're able to maybe buy a new laptop or any other kind of electronic device. The people that work there are in the know. They know the ins and outs of all of the different things that they sell there. It can help answer all your technology questions about maybe how much RAM something has or what would be best for your son starting high school, anything like that. They can help with that. And also they offer tech repair as well. So if you need something repaired, you can contact them for that. ITS also offers a lot of collaboration tools and video conferencing tools and information about safe computing. So again, a really, really great website to visit and to familiarize yourself with. More about further learning, actually. Organizational learning is a really, really great resource for everybody here at the U. They're U of M's central department for professional and career development. They offer learning resources and opportunities for all of the faculty and staff. So these are some of their core service areas, professional and career development, leadership, and campus culture initiatives. So more about organizational learning. Part of them, one of the things they offer is LinkedIn Learning. And as an employee of the university, you have free access to the LinkedIn Learning online courses. As you can see there, that's over 13,000 digital courses covering lots of topics, business, creative things, technology topics. So those are available to us as employees 24/7. So please be sure to check those out. I've taken advantage of a few of the courses available there, and they really are very, very helpful. More on further learning. So we do offer tuition support. On the left, you can see for U of M courses and for non-U of M courses what we'll cover. But on the right-hand side, there are the requirements. So you do have to have worked here for 6 months of service or longer, and with a 50% or more effort or appointment. So meaning 20 hours a week or more. The key thing here is supervisor's approval. So the university does offer this, but the budget comes from the department that you are working for. So before you decide to go back to school, you need to make sure that you have a conversation with your supervisor to ensure that they do have the budget um, for you to go back. So you can see there are the requirements for an undergrad and a graduate. And we are happy to support you through your second master's. If you are going for your bachelor's, or not bachelor's, if you're going for your PhD rather, you are on your own. But again, the university does offer a really great tuition support program. So I encourage you to check that out. Next, we're going to talk about Planet Blue. Actually, they have created this really awesome video that I'm going to show you about their efforts in sustainability.
At the University of Michigan, we are learning to live and work more sustainably,
to solve more problems than we create,
and to inspire our community to live Planet Blue.
Our campus sustainability initiative focuses on 4 key areas:
community engagement, climate action,
waste reduction, and a healthy environment.
We all have a role to play.
You can be a part of our growing community of Planet Blue ambassadors.
Your actions can have a positive impact on our campus and beyond.
Do you work in a lab?
Then do a little experimenting with sustainable practices to become certified.
Or team up with colleagues to reduce your ecological footprint.
Protecting our climate is also very important.
One example is our upgrading of the central power plant to be more efficient,
while discovering ways to decrease passenger vehicles' carbon output by 30%.
Planet Blue also means ensuring a healthy environment.
You can help by participating in events like Zero Waste Game Days and reusing water bottles.
We've also made it easier to recycle and compost campus waste with our new bins.
We're also thinking global and acting local,
with a goal of purchasing 20% of sustainable and locally grown or produced food,
while reducing chemical applications on campus landscapes by 40%.
But it doesn't stop there.
We'll continue to empower our campus community
with a unified commitment to sustainability.
But we need your help to succeed.
So let's all live Planet Blue.
So that's our wonderful video from our Planet Blue partners. They do encourage all of us to become Planet Blue ambassadors, and you can visit their website to learn more about that. Next, we're going to talk about work-life balance. We really encourage work-life balance. We don't want you all to be workhorses, right? We understand that you have lives outside of work. So this website offers really great resources and a lot of information about different ways that we can help with this balance in your life. I'm going to touch on 2, possibly 3 of the bullet points here. But again, check out the website for more information. So I'm going to talk about this sick backup childcare, and underneath here you'll see it says Kids Care at Home. That's a program that we offer that basically allows us to have someone come to your home to watch your sick child for you so that you're able to go to work. Now, you've learned, or you will learn, that as part of our sick time, we do have family care time, and that can be used also to take care of, sick family. But with Kids Care at Home, let's say you have a presentation that you've been working on for the last month or 2, and today is the day that you have to present that. And of course, your child wakes up with a high fever, right? But you really can't miss work today because you have this presentation that's been planned for 2 months. So if you have signed up for Kids Care, then you could take advantage of that and have someone come to your home and watch your sick child for you so that you are able to go to work and do that presentation. So it's free to sign up for Kids Care at Home. There is a fee if you use it, but again, it's free to sign up. So if you have children, I encourage you to sign up. There's no harm done. So the other thing I'd like to talk about is Family Helpers online posting board. So perhaps you're just looking for someone to help pull the weeds at your house, or help perhaps get your children off the school bus and get them started on their homework before you get home from work. You can find people to help you with things like this in the Family Helpers posting board. The Family Helpers consist of students, and retirees of the University of Michigan. So check them out. You can find some really great help on these posting boards. The last thing I'm going to talk about is just flexible work options. The university does try to support a flexible work schedule where it can. Not every department is able to do this, and not everyone in every department is able to do this, but it may be something that is available to you. So perhaps you've already had this conversation with your supervisor, maybe not yet, and you can bring it up. But just know that it is out there. Again, it's not necessarily available for everybody or every type of job, but we do try to offer it where we can. Next is Uniquely Michigan. This is a really fun website. I have a lot of fun checking this out. So you'll see the few bullet points here: deals and discounts, entertainment, attractions, kids stuff. So deals and discounts, we'll start there. Being a University of Michigan employee allows you some really great perks sometimes. Deals and discounts is one of them. I've heard about people getting, discounts on cars and travel, but even restaurants. The website kind of lists places that offer discounts, but honestly, it changes so frequently that it's really difficult to keep the website up to date. So I encourage you, if you're out to eat anywhere, even outside of Ann Arbor, just ask. If you're buying something, ask. Hey, do you provide a U of M discount? Do you provide U of M employees discounts for this or that? So check it out. I do know, as a matter of fact, for cell phones, all of the major providers offer discounts to U of M employees. So, check that out. You can save some money on your basic package. So also included is information about entertainment and attractions. So if you're new to town, let's say, or you have family coming in from out of town and you want to find something to do with them, there's a lot of great information in here. And kid stuff too. I think it's really neat that they help include children, give you ideas about what you can do with children in the area. So again, fun resource. Check that out when you have the time. We have an app. Download the Michigan app. It's available on the App Store and at Google Play. The app offers some cool things about staying connected, like news and events, locations, class resources, bus schedules, things like that. So again, check out the app, available on the App Store and Google Play. Almost done here. I think this might be my last slide. PNC is a banking partner here at the University of Michigan. So if you are new to town, or if you're interested in changing banking, or if you'd just like to hear about some of the rewards that PNC offers to U of M employees, check out PNC Bank. So that is it for my part of the presentation. I just like to say congratulations to you all. There are many, many people that apply for all of the different types of jobs here at the U. And by rising to the top and getting hired, that's a really great feat that you should be very proud of. So congratulations to you all, and welcome to the leaders and the best.